Hi, you guys. Katie here. So we're going to start a new series where each of our clinicians who specialize in their given area is going to put together some of the most common questions, complaints, concerns that they run up against with their clients. And we're going to do some videos about how to maybe work on some of those behaviors, maybe before you even need to come to counseling. So when I was doing this, I decided that the thing that I hear the most that parents are not sure what to do with is when their child is behaving in a way that is not okay at their house. So for example, kids get angry, they slam doors. Kids get angry, they throw things. And that's not okay, right? So if we take that and apply it to adult life, if I get angry at my boss, it is not helpful if I yell and scream. It is not helpful if I throw things. It is okay that I'm angry, but I need to have an appropriate way to deal with that. So what we have to do is when they're little, we have to teach them how to do that. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to draw because that helps me to process. So this is your child, right? And let's say your child is 5 years old. And I don't think you can see your child's arms and legs. Okay. Now they have all their limbs. So your child is 5 years old. And when your child gets angry, he yells, screams, throws things, slams doors. Right. So that's not appropriate. That's not going to work. So if you're like most of us, parents, we say, don't do that. So this line represents the behavior that you don't want to see. And then this is that statement. Don't do that. Knock it off. Will you quit it? Right? These are all things that happen. These come out of our mouth. I'm a therapist and it happens to me too. So it's not a big deal. This is something that we can learn around. Okay. So your child is angry and then they have this behavior right here that we don't want to see. Okay. So we say, stop it. Don't do that. Knock it off. But the problem is that doesn't address the feeling itself. So they have this feeling, this big giant feeling that this little tiny 5-year-old doesn't know what to do with. So what we're going to do is instead of just blocking it and saying, no, you can't behave that way. Well, okay, fine. So then they don't do that. But then the anger comes all the way back around, right? So then we have this cycle. I'm angry, I scream, yell, throw things. Mom, dad say no. And then I have to shove it down. And then it just comes right back, which is why you're seeing that behavior over and over and over and over again, even though you say, stop it, knock it off. That's not okay. So instead, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a tip. So instead of saying, no, stop it, don't do that, we're going to start step 1, acknowledge the feeling. Okay. So what this serves 2 purposes. This tells your child that you hear them, and data shows that it immediately decreases the intensity of the feeling. So we're going to acknowledge the feeling. There's a D there. Okay. See, real people don't spell things right. Okay. So you're going to acknowledge the feeling. And then step 2 is you're going to say, it's not okay to, and then name what they are doing. So instead of just stop it, knock it off, you say, it's not okay to slam doors. So we're going to say, it's not okay to slam doors. And then this is the step that most of us miss. This next step is give them an alternative. So the alternative is going to be different in different houses. So decide what works in your house. So a lot of families say it's okay to go outside and stomp your feet. Or it's okay to go get your pillow and scream into your pillow. It's okay for you to go and take some deep breaths. But it's something to get that feeling out. It's something that you decide ahead of time. So give them choices. If you have a child between about 3 and 6, give them 1 choice. If you have a child between about 7 and 10, give them 2 choices. So the choice might be you can go outside and stomp your feet, or you can scream into a pillow. Okay, so now we're going to string it all together because this last piece is what gets this from stopping this cycle. Okay. This is not helpful for anybody. So instead of it going back around, you are giving it a workaround. So that feeling still goes away. And then they're learning that new skill. I have a feeling, this is what I do with it. And it takes repetition. So we're going to put the phrase all together, or the statement all together. So first step, the feeling, and then the limit, and then the choice. I see that you are angry. It's okay to be angry. It is not okay to slam things. It's not okay to slam doors. It's not okay to throw things. You can choose instead to go outside and stomp your feet or scream into your pillow. And then that's it. Stop talking after that. And so it's going to take some repetition, because likely your child has been doing the behavior you don't like for a while, which is why it became a problem. So for most kids, it takes between 5 and 25 times of setting the limit this way and using the same language every time. Write yourself a script. It's okay to be angry. It's not okay to slam doors. You can choose this. And then keep trying. Just because you don't get a great response the first time or the first 5 times doesn't mean it's not working. It means it takes a while. And the longer that they practice, the longer that you help them see that there is an acceptable behavior for when you are angry, then we don't have a bunch of 17-year-olds, 20-year-olds running around throwing things, right? And slamming doors. That doesn't get them very far. It doesn't get them promotions at jobs. It doesn't get them past their college entrance interviews. But they will have a healthy alternative. And that's what we all want, right? Okay, you guys, so that's all that I have for today. But stay tuned. We're going to have some more tips and tricks coming up here.